Hi, folks, and welcome to another Rio and Raw conversation. We are back to travel. It hasn't been on the table for quite some time, and I miss it. Like personally, I really miss it. So I wanted to make sure that I will bring back the topic, and I will have a guest that will meet the quality standards that I usually make sure are part of the show. So for that purpose, I have here Sylwia and Eduardo. They are diving in from Amsterdam, although they travel all over the world, but this time they are at home in Amsterdam. So we're going to discuss their travels and their venture as vloggers. So they initiated this, as I remember, a couple of years ago. I really recommend their content. I think it's quite engaging, creative, and fun. So the link for you guys to get to know their YouTube channel is in the description. So make sure you check it later on. So if you are into this sort of topic, travel, content creation, stay around for the next 60 or 90 minutes. We are just going to discuss travel and content creation from our own perspective, and we try to learn from each other because we are on a journey that it's not that straightforward. There are always things on the way that we don't expect. Maybe there is something here that we can use from both angles. So if you are into this topic, stay around. As I said, please make sure to press the buttons below. One is subscribe if you haven't. The other one is to share. So if there is someone that you know that is into this topic, it would be good if you can share that they can watch us. And the other one is if you are satisfied with the content delivered, it would be good if you can press the like button. So that's what we're here for. Also, very important, the chat box is open. So if you have questions, comments, if you have anything to say or to add, feel free. We want to make sure that this is dynamic and a two-way conversation. So not just the three of us. We want to make sure you are part of the dialogue. So you are very welcome, Eduardo and Sylwia.
Thank you very much.
Welcome. Thank you for the invitation, Vitor.
Thank you for having us.
Good stuff. So you are new to my podcast. You are not new to YouTube, but you are new to my podcast. So just before we kick off the conversation, would you like to introduce yourselves? Maybe let's start with the lady. So Sylwia, if you don't mind, say a couple of things about you.
Yeah. So I'm Sylwia. I'm living in Netherlands now. My favorite hobby is, of course, traveling, as indicated in the channel. I think I am a fun and cheerful person, and really happy to be here. So I think more details will follow up as we get along as well.
Thanks very much. Eduardo?
Yeah, my name is Eduardo, and born and raised in Mexico City. And yeah, Sylwia said, some more details that will come along in the conversation. But just to start, I give you a kick up. I was born and raised in Mexico, and I moved to Europe some 15, 16 years ago. I was living in Poland for some 7 years, and now in the Netherlands for some 8 years as well. So yeah, we kind of made our base in here, and kind of our hobbies, traveling, having some adventures, discovering lifestyles in here. So yeah, now I'm starting this new adventure of the YouTube channel, who recently turned 1 year old. So yeah, happy birthday.
Exactly. Yeah, it was first anniversary of our channel.
It's been quite a ride so far, but just beginners and having fun with that. So
yeah.
Very good. Just before we dive into the conversation, I want to add that this episode is sponsored by Travel Device. So if you guys are thinking about your summer trip, it's not too late. We are still mid-July. There's still a couple of months to travel. If you are in Europe, or if you go to other parts of the world, you can still enjoy the sunshine. So make sure to contact Travel Device. There is a discount code in the video description. They can customize a tour or an excursion according to your wishes and needs. So if you mention that code, you'll be able to get a good deal, and they will assign the best travel expert. And there are quite a few. Some of the team is based here in Ireland, some others in Italy, and a few in Israel. So make sure to contact Travel Device to book your trip. Let's get into your name, Spicy Hero Fusion. That's quite intriguing. Would you like to unpack that for the for the viewers?
You
Why?
go
If you want
What's
to
the
give,
story behind
you
this?
can give a little little hint on that.
Yes, because at first we were thinking that we will be mainly concentrating on reviewing restaurants. But then with the time, it actually appeared that this is not what we like the most. Of course, we like to go to the restaurants, but we are not this type of people that we will be going to the new restaurant every week or every so often.
Ordering many dishes or going to one place. We
Yeah.
actually we go to places, but we have like some selection of things that or places that we like. So we are not really the big eaters outside. So yeah, I mean the idea of doing restaurants or places review street food or anything it did really fade away. So I come from Mexico, so people like tend to identify Mexico with a spicy food, for
Yeah.
example, like things. Europe, because our base is in Europe. I have some already some few years living in here. Sylwia is from Poland, and the whole fusion of the whole things, it came with the idea, and it stayed. We actually liked the name and decided to keep it. So
yeah, because how many really restaurants review did we do? Not that many.
probably three at the beginning, because they were just best things.
Yeah.
But we were uploading.
That's
at
not
the
a lot.
beginning. No.
That's not allowed now. So that didn't
No.
stick. That was not really our thing.
So, I mean, I imagine you guys cook at home. So you didn't think about doing some vlogging at home with the cuisine, because that's something that some couples do, you know.
We are not even the best cookers.
We are not cooking that much at home, and actually we are always looking for new inspirations, let's say, because if it comes to the food, we really have a tendency to cook the same if we do.
No, we like to order in and travel around. So that's what's kind of an idea. So then the idea of the YouTube channel landed more into the niche of traveling, city breaks, visiting cities around in the Netherlands, in Poland, because it's where we go more the back and forth. And yeah, we kind of the channel was born into that idea that we travel in the past every month or every quarter. We just go somewhere, like even if it's a beach or a city in Europe, or visiting our families either in Poland or in Mexico, where we tend to go once a year at the end of the year for the holidays. But then we resonated in our heads, like, hey, why are we not like recording, documenting this? When we go to a hotel or something, it's like, hey, let's watch a video of the hotel. Maybe there are some reviews on that. And some like they both like light on and say, like, we could actually be doing
this is
that.
very like it's useful, and it's even when we are going somewhere, we want to watch some good hotel reviews. So that's what we like.
And sometimes we see that there are some reviews on that, very like a lot, but they have bad quality video. They have bad sound, wind around. So it's like I think, because I have some technical background, and I like this perfectioning things, and I think, like, I really think I could do something better, put in some music, maybe adding some cinematic footage in that, and that's how eventually the idea of making these videos like was getting on, because I like to do something that is enjoyable to see. It's not really a review, because I don't think that these videos are reviews, but it's more like inspiring, showing from our point of views. And if this happened for someone to take a decision to go to a specific place or to stay in a specific hotel or place, like I think it already served the purpose.
Yeah, because of our video, if someone was inspired, so that's really great.
Yeah, 100%. I think we all want to be helpful and show different avenues that people haven't really explored. But sometimes people have the They have the idea, but they need some motivation. They need to hear or see someone doing it and realize that it's doable. Because if others are there physically, then people think twice. Maybe it's not that much of a big deal. Like if those individuals can make it there and stay in that hotel and and have a good time, what is stopping me? And so it's good to use ourselves as an incentive, because I mean we all have been at some point in our lives like hesitant about going ahead in some project, and sometimes all you need is see someone doing what you wish.
Exactly. And it's also having like a side project, also helps like a life journey that we can maybe live for future generations. Also the financial point of view, because the goal is to someday monetize in YouTube, maybe quit the jobs and be financially independent if that's possible at some point. But right now we take it seriously, but we also take it as a hobby and to fun, try not to burn out, because both of us, we have a 9-to-5 job that we have to work every day and actually like not how to say, like
we cannot fully be engaged only in a channel at the moment.
Just weekends going somewhere and using some spare time to do editing, sounds, and etc. So it's time consuming. And
and in your case, it's in your case as a vloggers, as travel vloggers, not your case like the two of you. It's quite tricky, because you are using your leisure time to run something as a side hustle. Like when you go to restaurants or to go to hotel, it's meant to be for chilling, but you are bringing a camera, so you are working. So how do you find the balance between having a good time, but at the same time delivering the content that you aim to?
So from my perspective, I still don't treat it as a job. So I treat it more as a hobby, and really I want to show how I enjoy myself, the things that you can really do in your free time. So I think I don't treat it on this point as a job. So I still treat it as a leisure. So still feels for me like a holiday.
Yeah, and I think we dedicate a specific time for that. For example, if we go to any place for 5 days, 2 days are dedicated for blogging, few hours, just capture and then enjoying. It's not a full-time job, so we also want to enjoy the holidays and not burn out.
Yeah, because I think it can be like a little trap sometimes as well, that you start doing it and then maybe you feel a pressure, or we have to go to these places to maybe change a little bit our content, become more professional. So I think it's also important, if you don't want to change a job for another job, it's good to also keep it light to that certain extent.
Yeah, of course, like it's good to find that balance between having fun and at the same time be professional. I think it's essential, because if you're not having fun, like as good as you are, at some point you're gonna give up, because you'll be burned out. You'll be just work. If you are just being, let's say, or pursuing joy, at some point the content will be compromised, because you are just having a good time, and like you need to concede. You need to like do something that's sometimes not exactly what you want, but it's good for the channel. But you want to make sure that it suits, let's say, your wishes, your interests, and you are not just making yourself commercial, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, exactly. And it also it comes the part that for me is an opportunity to increase or to gather skills, new skills. So when I started, I had no idea how to edit a video, what software to use, what source of music, because music can be subject of copywriting.
I've been there.
Exactly, right? So if you are using free tools, if you are using paid subscriptions for this and that, we started literally with an iPhone and taking footage in the street, but when we went discovering, investigating what are better tools, what cameras we can use, if it's like an action camera or a gimbal, what are the music subscriptions that you can use something that sounds more professional, because YouTube has a library, but it's very limited, and eventually after a few videos everything will sound the same. And for give you an instance, when we went to Dubai, I wanted it to sound like Arabic local music, like from the local markets, and that is something that you cannot find in the YouTube library. And I was just investigating and said, okay, so maybe you can pay a subscription, and it's an investment at the long term. And maybe I'm not getting paid right now, but maybe in the future it will pay off. And your aim is to be perceived the most professional possible, to get the attention of the audience.
Yeah. So those are like the technical details. Let's get into aspects that are more fun, the travel. So talk to me about your first video. Where did you go, and what did you record?
So I think I wanted to say about just the first kind of idea that you had, because that was completely 100% Eduardo's idea to have a channel. I remember we went to Ibiza. Unfortunately, we don't have this episode on YouTube, because that started growing in your head that time, and just for fun he started saying recording me and saying click like and subscribe. So he was
I was putting the idea
exactly,
in the
he was grooming me into that. So that was the first idea. But then when actually we decided to have a first professional.
Yeah, I think that the first videos, we went once to Amsterdam. And we just literally with the camera, we were just starting filming. We went to a restaurant, we ate a couple of dishes in there. We went around the city center. And then I downloaded an editing program, starting cutting, editing, screwing, and putting on together. And then I put some music, and it's maybe how's so I mean, we showed it to a couple of friends and family. I said, yeah, more or less looks professional. I said okay. Then those were the first 3 videos that we uploaded simultaneously. And those were the first 3 videos that we started with, with Amsterdam.
As our test, basically.
Yeah, I think it's a good beginning, because Amsterdam is one of those controversial cities, one for the red light, another one for the coffee shops. Yeah, I think most of coffee shops, if I remember well, they are in the red light district. So you can use that as a bite. If you just mention coffee shop or red light district, there'll be a lot of people interested.
We will do an episode about the coffee shops, no? Because we never did it. I don't know. It's
we have to be careful, because you really cannot film people's face. I mean, you have to be respectful of the environment, right? So
What's the story with the coffee shops, by the way? I heard they are going to be not banned, but they want to decrease the number of coffee shops in Amsterdam.
Because there are many, no?
I mean,
everywhere.
the problem with the tourists in Amsterdam is huge. I mean, in many European cities like Barcelona, I mean, the problems with the Airbnbs, the housing in Europe, and especially Amsterdam, there is no place to stay, to live. Buying a house in Amsterdam is completely unaffordable. So they are trying to track this problem, to solve it. Also, with the red light district, they're trying to move the sex workers into some place out of the city, some kind of a sexodrome. I think was something like that. But without getting into details, it's very controversial. It's mainly because of the tourists. People getting drunk, people behaving badly outside.
because I believe there are many tourists here who are coming specifically to see the coffee shops, to smoke, and for example, the strange thing is that if you would like to buy a cigarette, it would be like really almost impossible here now, no? But if you want to go to the coffee shop, go ahead, because they are, at least I think, I don't know how many there are in our city, like 4?
They are more visible. It's way easier to buy a pot than to buy cigarettes or a beer even. So, not beer,
but the
alcohol
cigarettes,
in general.
The cigarettes, they are banning here. For example, the specific cigarettes, like the very thin one, you cannot buy in here. So, and they are like a very hidden, they cannot be on display. So it's a big contrast. It's very weird, for me. That
Yeah. I remember when I visited Germany first, I spent a night, a few hours in Dusseldorf. Okay, I stayed in a very, I was on a budget, so I stayed in a very modest hotel, like a 2 stars kind of thing. And I know in some parts of Germany, prostitution it's legal. So next to my bedroom there was a flyer with women, with phone numbers and things like that. I was like, this is mad, this is mad, next to the emergency numbers, the ambulance, the fireman, there was that,
So it's legal in Germany as well. Okay.
I think in some cities, it was ages ago. This was in 2009 or something like that. So I stopped in Amsterdam when I was on my way to Russia, when I did the Trans-Siberian, just stayed there for a night. So yeah. So I don't know if it's still the case. I don't think things have changed a lot. How is to live in the Netherlands?
Sorry?
How is to live in the Netherlands? You can give your point of view.
I really, really, really like it. Before, I used to live in Iceland, and I really did not like it. It's like...
but you were here, sorry, Sylwia. You were here for a while, huh? For someone who didn't like it?
I was there for a while, almost 10 years. And the first 5 years, I really enjoyed it, because it was a lot of expats. I had a lot of fun and everything. But then the weather started really disturb me, and lack of different services, facilities. I don't know if that changed now in Iceland. Maybe it did over the years. But then I came here to Netherlands for the interview, and that was weird, because I was like, wow, this is such a developed country. We really have to move in here. So I really, really love it, Irish people, they are, for example, way more nicer, maybe, than that. They are also pretty nice, but from the perspective of the development, infrastructure, these things, I really like to live in Netherlands.
The country is really well developed, I must say.
It's really well developed.
Yeah. People-wise, I think everything depend on your circles. How do you move? Where do you live? Who are your colleagues at work? I would dare to say that 80% of the expats living in the Netherlands, especially in Amsterdam and in the main cities, they stay in the expat community. But living in Amsterdam, for example, or living in The Hague, in Rotterdam, it's very similar. We really don't live in Amsterdam itself. We live in a smaller city, 30 kilometers south from Amsterdam, and it's very local in here. In the block of houses that we live, mostly all of our neighbors they are Dutch. But I can tell you that these the most helpful people. They understand that the language is a very difficult language to immerse, because you as an expat working in international companies, American companies, you would never have exposed with the Dutch language. It's really incredible difficult to immerse. Even if you try to go out and go to the shop or in the markets, the people will just switch immediately to English, because they understand that it's difficult. They hear you struggling with the language,
Yeah.
And something that I can give you from my personal experience, living in Poland, like back in the days, 10 years ago, Poland, it was completely different experience because Poland was getting out from the old times, under the communism, if you want to say it. Some people, they don't like the C word, but this is the truth. Poland wasn't that developed at that years, and the older generation, they didn't speak a word of English. So I was forced, to have Polish lessons for like 5 days every day, 5 hours every day for like over 2 months. And I reached a level of Polish language that I was able to communicate, go to the shop, having small conversations, small talks. And here over 8 years is something that I haven't achieved at all.
That's the problem. No, yeah, we didn't.
Did you learn
really-
some Polish?
I did learn, yeah.
Polish?
Really?
Yeah, was easier
Wow.
for you
Yeah,
then?
yeah, it was. I mean, not super easy, but I catch it. I caught it somehow.
Because if you have to, it's different.
It's
no?
the need.
You had to probably in those times. Maybe now in Poland also changed a lot. That probably
Younger generations,
yes, they
grew.
speak English. No, so yeah.
So you lived there in the 2015 round.
I arrived in Poland in December 2010, and I left in
16.
June 17, 2017.
All right. So we were in Poland at the same time because I lived there between 2014 and 2015, although I was between Krakow and Katowice. I visited Warsaw a couple of times. I really were in Warsaw, no? So, but yeah, my
2015 for 6 months.
maybe we cross paths. And yeah, my experience with Polish was pretty similar. Like like in Krakow was okay because it was very touristic. So as if you were in the city center, you could probably go everywhere with English. With Katowice was tricky. You always had to ask if you speak English, use some body language here and there, But I found that people were very keen to talk to us. They were very open, actually, more than we are told. Like we think, you go there and it's not exactly Western Europe. Yeah, it's not, but at least back then, people were very interested in why we were there, what we think of the country, our opinions, perspectives. Do you have something similar?
Now?
I don't know. I can speak from my own experience. I always felt welcome, and Poland, Warsaw in particular, will always have a special place in my heart because I came there with nothing, and I grew professionally and as a person. Gave me so many experience and everything, Even I met Sylwia back in Warsaw in those days, and we're still together apparently. So we gathered very well together. But talking about the people, people at the beginning, they were like they're curious, but they don't know very well how to approach the foreigners at a time. And if you know the language and try to make a little effort with that helped a lot, and you felt immediately welcome with people, which is something completely different in my culture. In Mexico, the Mexican people is just the welcoming people right away. There is a saying in Spanish, "Mi casa es su casa," which means your house, my home is your home, without even knowing you, right? So it's the welcoming culture. In Poland, it's like I will welcome until I know who you are.
Exactly. Yes. So maybe like also the differences between us, like a cultural difference that I could think of, is that actually you are sometimes more open than me. That I was always thinking that I am a pretty open person, but actually I am a bit more reserved than you sometimes. Yeah. I would say so. So yeah, that's the Polish culture as well.
It's European.
Let's go back to your travel. So you started domestically, let's put it that way, since you are based in the Netherlands. So what was the first vlog overseas?
Turkey.
Was it?
We went to a holiday in Turkey in Antalya.
That was our first one.
That was the first one.
Yeah.
And it was. You can talk about it.
Yeah, it was, and actually that was our first time in Turkey that time. So it was last year in July. Usually we are going to Greece. We used to go so many times. We don't have the vlog from Greece
Every
yet.
single island.
Yes, exactly, every single island. So it was first time in Turkey, and we really enjoyed that. And I think it was also good because we were like in a resort, so it was our first experience how we could show the hotel to facilitate for other people who would like to visit that. So that was my vision, that I really wanted to show to other people like what you can expect when you go for such a holiday. Show all facilities, show the beach, because this is something what I would always like to know exactly how it looks like, and I think it's very hard to find. So you can of course go to see some pictures, but it really doesn't reflect the actual state.
Yeah, and we wanted to document the travel, like a travel blog, complete travel blog, since leaving the house from the car parking, arriving to the airport, leaving the car in there, eating a meal in the airport, taking the flight, taking the bus from the place, getting to the hotel, and the whole experience, right? So to just fully document it, and in the meantime, between kind of a hidden review, the food, the swimming pools, the beach, what are the facilities. So, and that video is one of the best ones so far, and it was the third or fourth video in the channel, and
I really like this video myself.
Sometimes we watch
it's good to
Let's
remind
encourage the people to watch it in your channel. So the video about Turkey, and I'm very curious about your recording setup. Let's say you are in premises as restaurants, hotels. Do you ask for an authorization, or you just start recording like nothing happened?
Depending on the place, right? Because if you are in open space, you start coming with your camera. If somebody look at you like fix, like maybe you turn, and you know that in the editing you will just cut that part or blur some faces. But if you get into some more inside public place where it's going to be more people, we actually ask like, hey, it is allowed to film in here, and they will tell you yes, no, and if it's yes, like mind of your surroundings and respect of people's privacy.
Yeah, and then you make some comments about what you are saying and what you are eating. Was there any funny interaction that you want to share? Someone just call you out for, oh, what are you saying about my restaurant? What are you saying about my hotel? Because I know people and it's unpredictable. Is there any story, any spicy story that you want to share with us?
Oh yes, spicy story. So the spicy story was actually not about the restaurant, but in our recent travel when we went to London, we were just filming and walking down the street, and actually the guy he stopped us and he wanted to invite us. So what was that?
It
was a gentleman's club.
But it was a joke.
It was a joke, but it was so sometimes, like, you know, when you are just walking down the street, someone will stop you and they want to say something to the camera.
Swedish guys in
Warsaw. Swedish guy in Warsaw, but also I think you can say as well about the King's Day. Yeah, that's the good story.
Yeah. For example, we were in Amsterdam filming during the famous King's Day. So it's the King of the Netherlands birthday, and it's a national party out there. It's just massive madness outside. So we went to Amsterdam with the camera, filming around, and we were just seeing some clothes, orange clothes that they were just selling in the street. And suddenly, out of nowhere, a couple of some bunch of guys, they just show up and saying like, "Wow," you know, with the F word and just crazy, showing the finger. And I said like, "Nice, that's nice, guys." And said, no, I'm not that guy. And they start to be nice and talking, asking, "Are you doing a blog of the Netherlands?" Like, and asking me, "Where are you from?" and I told him, like, I'm from Mexico, and the guys apparently they are football fans.
Yeah.
And say,
Jimenez, no?
do
I
you
still
know
remember.
this footballer Jimenez in Mexico? I'm not a football fan, unfortunately, but the name sounds, say, oh yeah, and they started to chant the name of this guy, So that was funny. It was a nice interaction with
Yeah, that was
with the
funny,
guys.
and it is in this video
In the
about
video.
King State. Yeah, so that was really funny. So
Yeah.
it happens pretty much.
And like that,
yeah.
sometimes people are just curious about the camera when you are out there. Sometimes they are a little bit shy and then just wave a little bit. Some of them, they just come and interact with you. I think we were in Warsaw, and they get some Swedish students, they hear us recording something, and they ask us, like, hey guys, are you doing a blog of that? Can I subscribe to your channel? Can I say something?
Yeah, and then they were telling us all the story, how they ran away from school. No,
It's a whole experience to do that, because you really attract attention of the people outside, and they want to interact with you.
We didn't have many, let's say, negative ones that people would say, oh, don't film us or whatever, because usually we are
not even in hotels. No, in the hotels we tend to be more incognito, private, not to show that much that we are filming in there. But for example, then in the reviews, let's say in the booking website, we submitted a review and mentioned that we have this channel, that if later we will post it, and for the people looking for reviews, they could see it. And then they reply very nicely, these owners or managers from the hotel, like thanking that they watched the video, that they are very thankful for that, and it's a really nice. Sometimes they even offer 10% to, if we decide.
Yeah, that's what I want to say. Like, they should offer like a discount or
we don't do a discount or any sponsorship at the moment, because it helps us. It's like we do the video. We didn't even ask permission for that, and we didn't without expecting anything. But sometimes they just come like, hey, if you ever decide again, yeah.
And how do you go about the preparation? So let's say you plan to go to London, as you just mentioned. So, and of course you have things that you want to see, things that you want to do, and they are outside of your vlog. They are your personal interests. I want to make sure that you can make the most for Spice Eurovision, but also for the two of you as individuals. How do you find the balance between the camera tasks and your personal passions?
Do you want to say something?
Yeah, so I think actually vlogging it really helped to grow, at least me personally, because then maybe I pay more attention where we are going, why we are going, and what is there to find out about this place, because maybe before it was, I didn't pay that much attention sometimes to find more details about the place. And now I'm really curious and I really want to know, and it also increased my knowledge. So I really never had such a feeling that, okay, we have to go there just because we have to film it. I rather approach it with curiosity, and I think it's very enriching.
In terms of preparation, we do a little bit of research beforehand. For example, the last time I was in London before this trip was 20 years ago, and I had some images in my head that I wanted to revive. So we do a list of the places that we want to do, how many days we do. We divide it into these days. So, for example, the first day is the traveling. So since the moment we are in the airport, arriving to location, how to buy a ticket, for example, from the airport to go to the city center. So try to be informative as possible to do this kind of video, get into the hotel and the whole experience, and seeing the city center. The second video, for example, was more like what to see in the city center in the first day. The second video was to, I don't know, having an experience in a hop on, hop off, and what are the principal attractions to see in the city. Then we did another video to making a trip outside, going to Stonehenge, and also is the whole preparation, like which station to go, how to buy the train ticket, how to get from and to watch to which town you have to go, and then in the place. So this is the kind of preparations that we do. Like I try to do a research in beforehand, and let's do the scheduling and trying to have in mind, like, what are we going to say? Are we going to script something, or we are going to be natural in the place, which normally we are natural, and then when preparing the videos we try to script something to give more information, but it's a whole process that takes time.
That was actually my next question, how natural and spontaneous one can be when there is a camera. Actually, like now we are being watched, so it's not that easy just to be ourselves, because there is responsibility, there is judgment, or or evaluation on the other side. So as much as we want to be ourselves, we are always conscious that there is a camera. I mean, we cannot be 99%. We can be, let's say, 99% ourselves. Let's be honest. No one is 100% what we usually are. Let's say on a daily life, when there is a camera, if you are 99%, you are doing very well. So I'll be interested in how can you keep yourselves honest. Let's say when you are doing a review of, I don't know, a hotel or a restaurant, and there is the camera, and you don't want to be biased. Let's say the waiter or the staff, they were very friendly, they gave you the best table, but let's say the food was not great, and then you don't want to let down the staff. So how would you go about being authentic in general, knowing there is a camera?
I think in general we are really not putting such a reviews if there is something we don't like. We try to be like, keep it in a positive spirit, and rather at the things that they are good to be shared, because I would say so that's the approach.
We try to be spontaneous as much as possible, natural. Of course, there are a lot of moments where it's like, okay, action cut, something that, oh my God, I think I said something silly, and so, or we were just laughing too much, or that is the part of the spontaneity. I don't know how to say. this part of being spontaneous, like breaks down. But I mean, when we are just walking the city and showing around, sometimes we see a monument and we have no clue what it is, and we keep it in the video, and sometimes there are comments in the videos like, this is not totally true what you are saying, like, okay, well, thank you for correcting us, right?
So I think this is my kind of biggest fear, just to say something that is not correct, that it's, I will mix up some important dates or something like this. So I really try to check it before I say something, but then it might also kill a little bit to be spontaneous, because then you are checking everything, all the facts, and so it's sometimes hard to find a balance between fact checking and being spontaneous.
It's tricky, 100%. So say when you are at home picking the next destination, like you might want to go back to a place where you were, but you were just there and record, so you need to prioritize where you can gather new content. So how do you find the balance about that, about picking new destinations between your personal wishes and what is relevant for the channel?
I think it's talking a lot, we are all the time trying to brainstorm in the next place. For example, today in the morning we are like thinking where to go on holidays in September. So it's in time in advance, 1-2 months in advance, where we want to decide where to go, and the brainstorming experience, and I think it comes very naturally. I don't know.
So sometimes, for example, as you mentioned, that there is a place that we have already been there. So like, for example, if we already been there, but we don't have a vlog, then it's pretty easy. If we like the place, we will go back there, yeah? But for example, now we will be in a situation that in October, probably we will have to go to London again. So then it's like a little bit of the question: is there still anything in London that that we can use? Probably there is, because I believe that the possibilities are always endless, and definitely something can be found in there. So like if we, for example, like Poland, because for obvious reasons we are going there pretty often, yes. So we are always trying to find something new, and I really believe there is always something new or something changed, you know, that that you can show. So we just go with the flow as well. We try to find the destinations, but they are in accordance to also what we want to see, or basically include them in the things that we have to
also
do.
Trying to widen our horizons, you know. Maybe one day we will explore more of Asia, one day we will explore more of South America. We don't know, you know, and trying to reach as more audiences as possible to grow the channel, but also our own experiences traveling the world, because we don't want to get stuck only visiting European cities. Is more general, the travel experience.
What's your viewer profile?
View?
What's your viewer profile, like in terms of audience? How would you describe your viewer?
That's a difficult question. I don't know.
I think just anybody who wants to see. I mean, for some feedback that we had recently from one friend and started to watch the channel, she says that started watching it because she felt what is the word? Useful. For example, what else? She started to feel hooked one video after another. So it's the experience. They say that there are like relaxing videos that you can just leave running in the background and listening them and just having them. So, you know, it's not only for educational purposes, for leisure, for seeing a review. There's many ways. The niche is, I think, is pretty wide.
Yeah, so like our viewers, I would describe that people also who probably like us, maybe not only, you know, the travel content, because I can speak from my own experience. I also sometimes watch the channels that maybe I'm not 100% interested in the content, but I really like the person who is there. So I would also like to have such an audience who just really likes us to follow us.
It's very important. No, I really noticed that sometimes it's not really about the content; it's about the creator charisma. So if you are able to sell an image that is attractive, you know, that is more relevant than exactly what you are doing. You know, the face, the voice, the body language. It's critical. Like you can provide a very good value, but if you don't have that magnetic, you know, skill, you'll never succeed. You know, you need to somehow be someone that people want to listen. Like it doesn't matter, you know, if you know a lot about it or if you are articulate. There's something about the person. There's something beyond even the vibe. I don't know, the energy. I know you are talking on screens, but these things, they go through. Weirdly enough, they go through screens, and people feel it on the other side. So I'm always very conscious of how I communicate, because I know it's a key aspect, you know, of being a content creator. It's not just the topics, not just about the themes or the guests. It's also how you present yourself and you transmit your message.
Exactly, because otherwise everybody could be in the near future replaced by AI, you know? like
Yeah,
there are many
exactly.
faceless channels that they are doing very well, and then in there you will indeed just get the information, the exact information you are looking for. So
Yeah.
I think in here is more of a human connection.
Yeah, we are trying to be as authentic as possible. Yeah, try not to script too much the experience, and just to be transparent with the audience and try to deliver some value.
You have a comment here from C. Gonzalez. Who's also highlighting.
That's Carmen. That's our friend. So
It's a Carmen.
yeah.
Hola, Carmen. And the quality of the image. I watched some videos several times just for the beauty of the image. Exactly. The visuals are very important. That's one thing I've been telling to my podcast peers. Like, we can all be very good at talking, and I believe, like, I have a good pool of co-hosts and guests, but we need to add some visual elements because people get bored of just listening to someone talking. You need to add some elements that are attractive to the eye and not necessarily to the brain or to the ears, because that will bring the person back when they already start thinking about dinner or next week or something. So it's essential to have some other things. Tell me about a place where you had a blast, not only recording, but you really had a good time, traveling.
Traveling, but you mean like for
like a
for
fun, yeah, like
fun,
really
but
Yeah,
like
good
for,
time.
for,
Yes,
for
yes.
the blog or just
no,
in general?
ours just in general.
Yourselves,
I think we have
yourselves.
fun pretty much everywhere, no?
I think just
But-
the travel experience.
Yeah.
We enjoy it completely. Like it's just travel anywhere. When we went to New York, we went to Hawaii. I don't know if it's Ibiza or Italy.
Or
Is-
even some city in here, no?
Or
It's
city
always
in
like
here.
something funny happening, but
I think we kind of have a structure already that we don't even think about it. It's like we just go and walk. Sometimes we do like 30,000 steps in one day just walking. We are just really
That's
big
a lot.
walkers.
yeah,
And that's what we do, and that's the blast, of our travel. Is like we don't take taxis. We
Yeah.
don't use the subway, the metro subway to the minimum, because we just walk a lot.
You won't
Yeah.
get a taxi sponsor in the future. Huh?
Very
With that
no,
comment,
very-
sorry.
we will not get the taxi sponsorship.
Yeah,
Yeah.
No.
you can exclude
Bring,
that.
the walking shoes.
Yeah. Uber, if you're watching.
Yeah, walking shoes, exactly. Actually,
Yeah.
I remember at the beginning of my podcast, I had an Irish guy who owns a fitness company, and he was, I don't know how we end up talking about decaf. Don't ask me because it was a long time ago, but we end up talking about decaf, and he said, yeah, the best decaf in Dublin is from Lidl. And I said, oh, Lidl, are you listening to me? Maybe you can sponsor my podcast. No, nothing happened, but I've tried.
Okay,
I've tried.
maybe not yet. Didn't
Maybe
reach
not yet.
no.
Why did you decide to settle in the Netherlands and not just travel the world? Because there is also this trend of, yeah, we live 1 month here, 1 month there. Not only single individuals, but couples, they do that in this day and age. Why did you decide to settle and not just pack and go?
You.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay, so what do you?
I was just happily living in Poland, Warsaw.
Yes, that's true. But I think we like to travel, but just to live 1 month here, 1 month here, I think it really wouldn't be for us.
No.
We were even thinking about it to go.
Why not?
I think we also
We
like to
like
have our
stability
stability,
and a base.
and that's what I learned about myself, that I really like to travel, but I really like to go back home as well. So this lifestyle that we would spend a month in, I don't know, in
That's
Asia,
true.
a month in there. No, I mean I like to go back to our home,
I suffer when I don't sleep in my own bed. Yeah.
So it's really, really great to go on holiday, but to be like some digital nomads, probably this is not for me. And probably
Yeah.
also.
No, I
Yeah.
love traveling, but it's always coming back to the place we love.
It's, you know, it's like kind of a break in a routine as well, the travel.
Mhm.
So I wouldn't like travel to become my routine,
No,
because then it also
no,
yeah.
we wouldn't be able to
Yeah.
live the van lifestyle, you
Oh
know?
no. The van lifestyle,
Yeah, being
definitely no.
digital nomad. I mean, maybe going for a month and spending in a house in Tuscany in Italy probably wouldn't sound
Yeah.
so bad, you know, in the
Yeah.
summer. But it's not a most.
Yeah.
We can just book a hotel and a flight for in a month time, and we are
Yes.
happy with that. Just
Yeah.
going for a week is more than enough.
Probably the most I would like to do is, for example, to live in US for 6 months. This is what I would really like to do. And I also had this in mind to live in Dubai for a couple of months. Maybe in the future it will be possible, but with the mind that coming back to Europe, because I really think also it's a really great place to live, you know.
Yeah, 100%. Like I would subscribe to everything you just said. I love to travel, and I cannot complain. I've been to 71 countries, so it's
Wow.
and I didn't do that to punish myself. I did that because I enjoy it. But I love to go back home, especially from the moment that we purchased this apartment. It feels great because you go back and there is something there waiting for you. When you are renting, it's not the same fun because you go
It's not-
back and then it's like routine and it's not your nest, it's someone's nest. You are just there temporarily. So I like to go back also because of the cat, because I like to go back and see my cat. So it's different. And then it
But
makes the trip more enjoyable.
Yeah. What do you do with the cat when you are traveling? Because you cannot take.
What do I do?
The
Well,
cat,
first I miss him every day. So it's actually it's good that when I'm back because it feels warm. There is some energy exchange between myself and him that it's beautiful. But every day I need to see what's going on with him. So we purchased the camera. We have a camera in the kitchen next to where he eats and drinks water. So he will go there every day, and we'll see him. We'll see him. There's no way around. We have a cat sitter coming every day, every second day, who will send some photos or videos and make sure that he's fine. So I like to have some degree of knowledge of how is he, even watching him moving, watching him sleeping, watching him jumping. It's part of the trip. It became like part of the deal. Like I cannot imagine not seeing him for more than a day. And if I don't, for some reason, because sometimes he's not hungry or the cat sitter only comes the day after, I start not to enjoy myself that much.
Okay, you are worried.
I'm worried. Yes, exactly. Yeah. I'm very attached to my cat. Like it's mad. It's mad.
Yeah,
I
we
make no
actually
secret
want
of that.
to have an animal, but yeah, due to traveling, I think it's not for us at the moment. But maybe in the future. No?
Maybe in the
It's,
future.
it's compatible. It's compatible. I don't know about dogs that well, but with cats, like I have this one. I had 3 cats back when I lived in Portugal. Not at the same time. Okay. So
Okay.
now I wouldn't mind, but we don't have like enough space. And there are ways around. If you have friends or family, or if you can pay someone to look after him or her, it's okay. It's okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would go for it. Tell me about how much you think, maybe Eduardo, how much you think your Mexican background impacts your perceptions of the road when you travel? How much of your Mexican ethos is on you? Like,
It's a very interesting question because I don't know. Because I've been living here in Europe for over 15 years, and I love my identity as a Mexican, but I don't feel that linked to my country roots traditions. I don't consider myself a nationalistic or a patriotic in terms of nationalism. I made already a base in Europe, and it's something that I like and I love, and I try to integrate in the culture as much as I can, even if I still don't speak Dutch, but I try to understand and immerse in that. Being married as well with someone from Poland as well. I mean, and so many years that I lived in Poland and try to learn about their culture, learn about to integrate it with them, the languages as well. And as well, I mean, in my teenagers times, studies and when I was in school, mainly of my French circle of French friends, they were mixed from Mexico and France. So that was also what is put in my head, that maybe eventually I would just go and migrate to Europe at certain points. So being Mexican, it's part of my identity. I identify 100% as a Mexican. I love the food. I try to go every year to visit my country, the places, the beach. The country is beautiful, and the people's mentality and culture as well, you know. But some part of me also like kind of divided and separated and move on for the person that I am today, and forge me as something completely different. Also for the background of the friends that I had. When I was studying as well, I spent some time in Canada, in Vancouver. So I knew that my destiny was not just to stay in Mexico. So that's why I'm not that attached to my roots as a Mexican. But I love the country, and I love everything.
What's your sorry, Sylwia, just a quick one before I ask you the same thing. And what's the country that has a second place in your heart? Is it the Netherlands or Poland?
Oh, it's Poland, 100%.
It's just because Sylwia is there, no?
No, but Poland has a very special place in my heart. As I said, I moved in there like 15 years ago, and it's a place that taught me everything, you know, professionally, ideologically, immersed into a new culture and learning from these people. It's a country that took me over completely. So as everything, you know, good experiences, bad experiences, but I owe them too much to these people. I just learn and grew. It made me the person who I am today.
That's great. I think it's like like not every expat is grateful for what the country has provided, or some of them. It's not that they are not grateful; they are not even aware. They are not conscious. So there's nothing to be grateful for. So I think it's very relevant to see individuals realize that they were given quite a lot, that they wouldn't be the same person without spending a year or 2 or 7, as you just mentioned. So I'm very touched by these words, because I feel the same way about Poland or Hungary or Spain, where I lived in the past. So I totally resonate with your words, Eduardo. And let me just tell to the viewers, I just published my poetry book is now translated into Polish. So if Polish people are watching this, I don't know, just Google for my name and write poetry in Polish. How is poetry in Polish? Can you help me? Like Eduardo.
Poezia.
Poezia, yeah.
Poezia.
So they should be able to find it. Sylwia, same question to you. Tell me how much your Polish background impacts your perceptions of your errands.
In here, I will be similar to Eduardo, because I left Poland when I was quite young. I think I was like 23, as far as I remember. So that was like over 20 years ago. So I went to Iceland, and yeah, I also owe probably a lot to this country. And I always knew that I will not live in Poland, like that. I don't know, it's different destination for me. So maybe my Polish nationality affects me in some unconscious way, for sure. The way I was raised, the whole culture and everything. But consciously, I think it doesn't that much, but I might be very wrong in here, you know. So if there is something, it's probably more unconscious.
Yeah, no, that's for sure. I'm more Portuguese than I imagine, and I think the same happened with you guys, because we don't know ourselves 100%. I mean, there are some aspects that are hidden. As much as we are self-aware, there will be some bits and pieces that we don't know that they are part of us. So especially those that were built up back in our childhood. So we will never realize how much Portuguese, Polish, or Mexican we are. I mean, that's just a sign. And I realize more and more as I age. And I'm not talking like an old man, because I'm not an old man, but but I realize that, in comparison like to other expats of my age, people in their 40s, like, because there are certain things that we carry with us and we didn't realize, and they just define us, and they are not necessarily our personality. There is something that we were instructed, to take in consideration our actions, how we behave, our expectations. Like, sometimes it's not exactly how we behave; is how we perceive the others. It seems like something passive, but it's not. Like let's say you expect something from other people because we are Portuguese, Mexican, and Polish. Because we are used to certain manners, certain words, certain body language. Certain pace, certain kindness. And it's just unconscious, because if you saw your family, your friends, or your neighbors acting in a certain way, then you expect people to do something similar.
Yeah, here is actually a funny thing, because I think in my case, Eduardo actually makes me more aware how he can see the Polish person in me, or other family members in me, that I wouldn't realize that. So this is also funny how you can know yourself through the eyes of the other person, especially very close person,
especially food-wise.
Especially food-wise.
Yeah, no, that's fun. Like, my girlfriend is Ukrainian, so we probably are in a, I'd say, similar situation, like being both of us Latinos. You, both of you, I know you're not exactly Eastern European, so we don't go mad, but like, you are neighbors, Poland and Ukraine. You are neighbors. Let me put it like that. Central Eastern Europe. Let's put it like that. And it's not only the food; it's the way that you perceive the table. How much time you spend at the table, what you do at the table, what sort of interactions you expect at the table. Because, as you know, Eduardo, like, we are very much family orientated, like Mexico, Portugal, Spain, Brazil. Table is a gathering. Table is an event. It's not just to eat. You cannot just go there and start, grab your fork and feed yourself. You need to be part of a group party, because people are there to socialize. Food is not just feeding yourself; it's a social event. And I think not everyone understands that or resonates with that, because they're not brought up that way.
Yes, that's true. Yes.
I want to ask you another thing here. That have in my list. What lessons have travel and content creation taught you about yourselves? Like, is there anything you realize that about you that the camera told you?
At the beginning, when you are traveling and you have the camera in front of you, you are really shy, because you don't know what to say, you don't know how to articulate the words. As Sylwia was saying before, like, I don't want to say anything silly, right? So you are like you are learning is the whole process. And now we are in the point that we are starting feeling more and more comfortable with the camera. And that at the point that before we were like, oh my god, like someone is watching me while I'm walking with a camera and
Yes.
blogging, it's like you feel red, you feel how the blood is like going into your
pressure.
brain.
Yes.
Yeah, it's like you feel ashamed, like, oh my god, what am I saying, and what the person in here next to me is gonna be thinking. No, we just don't care, we are learning, and part of the content creation process, that you are starting feeling more and more comfortable with that. And as a person, is like me as a the person who wears so many hats in the process, like trying to direct, bring the ideas, brainstorming, editing, sound edition, and all this. Like I look back and say, I had no idea that I could actually do something like this. I don't know what's your experience.
Yeah, so definitely the shyness, what people are thinking about you when you are working with the camera. I lost this a bit, but I'm still not so comfortable in front of the camera. So I think, as I mentioned before, this is my definitely like the biggest fear, not to say something stupid, and what people will say, that I don't know, I don't have a knowledge of a certain topic. That's why that's my blocker, actually. So that's what I learned about myself, that I really need to have the exact information before I will say it. Otherwise, I don't want to say anything, because that's my biggest fear, to say something stupid.
No, but you don't say anything stupid. But something that I realize about Sylwia is that when she's holding the camera and she has the power, let's say, of the blogging, petrifies. It's like she needs this little push to, like, okay, describe me that building. What are the windows? Are you working in cobblestones or in asphalt? Whatever, Or when I'm holding the camera, she just loses and start work. She like follows up very, very well. So it's the only part of the process that she's like struggling a little bit in this
so
part.
what it taught me as well, that I would have to probably work on my leadership skills, because I am more of a follower than a leader. That's
you're a leader, because you have really good ideas. You bring the ideas, and I just learned. I'm the technical person, and she's the more of the brain of, like, because she has really good ideas. And
okay.
No,
that's a good combination. Yeah, that's a good combination. I like. So, as we come to an end, like 10-15 minutes, I just want to encourage the viewers to drop their comments in the chat. If they haven't subscribed, it would be great if they can, because that's how this thing gets distributed on YouTube. If they can like and share, I'll be very, very thankful. So let me know who does what. So Eduardo, you already mentioned that you are responsible for the technical side of the house. Sylwia is more of the ideas person. So how do you go about distributing the tasks?
Yeah, I think it are just defined beforehand. And as I said, we both have 9 to 5 jobs, and before we are going somewhere, we just brainstorm together. She goes and try to prepare some scripts that we want to talk about, to the places that we go. Try to list the most important things to see in a place. What else?
Yeah, and then you are definitely the technical person, that then is doing everything in the video. It also requires a lot of patience, editing, listening to the music, all these things. So that's how it
but
is.
Before the product is terminated, we watch it together and say, I don't like my voice in here. You can add some more volume in that. So it's something that you are doing. You're giving me all the feedback before publishing anything. So we just work together. We are a team, and I couldn't just do this all alone, because the feedback is just is priceless.
And it's more fun, no?
It is more fun.
No, it's very important to have a third eye, or as they call it when you write, a beta reader that will, give you some feedback, will say, okay, maybe you can cut this phrase, maybe you can expand your idea here because there's a lot that it wasn't said, and maybe it's worth exploring. So I think everyone will benefit from having a second person, if not a third, providing some opinion.
Yeah, and something very important to add into this into this process of filming, shooting outside. We both have a camera when we are out there. We just look into something. So, for example, I'm more in charge into capturing the cinematic view of a building, a monument, or something. Sylwia is more in charge of bringing the impression, blogging, talking to the camera. Because she's more of a talker than me, even if it doesn't look like it.
Yeah, that's sometimes so funny, no? That it doesn't really look like, but it depends what will trigger me, and then I can keep going. So, and it's always interesting to see how differently we can film the same thing, because sometimes you will film something and then you will see my footage and it will be totally different.
Yeah, and then I'm just playing all together, and it's just like playing with Lego. You with the same material, we just can just do completely different things, and it's time consuming because you have to watch a lot and put it together. But if I just dedicate into more the impression, the B-rolling, as it's called in editing, and like adding the more aesthetic, from the aesthetic point of view, then shit like talking to the camera, I can just, over a dialogue, I can just put footage of what we are actually talking about, and that makes it way easier and it's faster when we are shooting outside.
What are the advantage and disadvantage of this venture as a couple?
I think that the advantages are definitely that complement us and bring us together. We get to know each other very well. So I think that's definitely the biggest advantage.
For sure, yes, that we are exposed to the situations that maybe we would never be exposed without that. So definitely knowing each other better and working each other better, and sometimes it's not always so easy because we can see each other's maybe some less entertaining parts, but I think it's
I mean, we are partners in life, and we are very much used to be together, 24 hours, 365 per day. And I mean, sometimes we just spend some time apart, going for friends, visiting family, but we are so used to be together and think together and do these kind of things. We are just one team, and we are just not getting tired of that. It just complements us day by day, and we enjoy it of today.
Yeah. No, that's great, because some people think that it's tricky to travel as a couple, but I always tell, like if you cannot travel with someone, how can you live with that person?
You cannot.
It's just super easy. If you enjoy the company of this person, it's the easiest thing in the world.
Yeah, and you have to, if you are like living with the person. That's true. If you cannot travel, you cannot live with the person either. No?
Yeah, that's something fishy. That's something. It's like an extension. Let's say you are at home and then you go somewhere. So you are just extending it to London. I don't know. Dusseldorf or Warsaw. It's just changing scenario, but it's the same vibe, the same energy, the same intent, the same drama. So
exactly,
it just complements everything. I mean, that is the part of the spicy thing that adds to the Eurofusion here.
Yes.
Yeah. What are your advice for new vloggers?
Don't give up.
Don't give up. It's a marathon. It's not a sprint. Try to enjoy it and do it because if your passion is not a must. There are goals in there, but it has to be second thing at the beginning, and maybe you will get to grow your channel at certain point, but just don't get desperate. Maybe at the beginning you will get 100 views, but it will pay off. We're still not there yet. We are a very young channel, but we are enjoying it and living it every day. So,
and we are being consistent. So
try to get consistency.
Even if it's maybe sometimes you would say that the growth is too slow, but I think not giving up is the most important, and enjoy it and just do it.
Yeah, exactly. And then I think when you are already doing it for a while, say 3 months, 6 months, a year, and you are enjoying, like the only thing you regret is why I didn't start it earlier.
Exactly, because we had so many great travels before, and unfortunately we don't have any vlog from there, so we will have to go back to many places.
Let's finish with the future. What is on the pipeline other than London?
So the summer holiday, which we didn't determine yet where we are going, but definitely will be a sunny place. And then later in a year, something definitely outside Europe.
Yeah.
That's what...
There's a couple of videos of Poland that we recently did.
Oh, yes.
They are in the works right now. A couple of videos here in the Netherlands as well, cities outside of Amsterdam that we believe that is going to be interesting. To show.
And another city in Netherlands that we just did. That I think this one is it's a very interesting history of that city.
Good. So I want to encourage the viewers to watch your stuff and subscribe if they haven't. So
remember
make
to
sure to
subscribe and comment below.
Comment below, exactly. And comment below. I even tell to my viewers, even if you don't like, write a comment. It's helping me. And
it's good to have the feedback. I think that's something that we are missing too much of the videos. People are watching, but the comments are missing, even if it's bad or something that we don't like it, or when we say inaccurate facts, that helps us, because we knew that the next time probably we have to prepare more about that.
Yeah.
Good stuff. So here is the invite for the viewers to watch, subscribe, and comment. That's important.
Yes.
You want to know what they think of your stuff. So make sure to be interactive. Because we need that. We content creators, we are not autistic. We operate as a dialogue. We are not here just to talk and have other people to listen.
It's for all of you, the audience, because without the audience, nobody would watch, and what would be the point of all of this, So we would love to hear more about what do you think.
Another tip for the audience: so if they are still unsure about their summer holiday or their winter holiday, because there is also winter holidays, make sure to contact our device. The discount code is in the video description. I also have another discount code if you want to wear your passion for Israel or find a new unique gift about animals. Make sure to contact Roy Berkovitz, if I pronounce his name correctly. I've learned it, but I'm not the best with foreign language, I think so. But make sure to contact this guy. He has very beautiful stuff, not only t-shirts, the hats and hoodies and other things that you can wear or you can order as a gift for your friends, family, or colleagues. So we'll come to a closure. I want to thank you guys. I want to wish you all the best. I think your content is quite original and fun. So I hope that you will travel the world and make the most of it and show us your perceptions of not only Europe, but other parts of the planet. So I'll be here keeping an eye on your stuff. So thank you very much for being with me on my show.
Very grateful. Thank you for having us.
Thank you so much. And maybe see you sometime in Ireland.
Yeah, you're more than welcome. I'll be here for the summer. I think my next trip, I might go for a one-day trip to Wales. I'm not sure, but I'll only be away for a week at the beginning of September, because we were going to attend a Romanian wedding
Okay.
on the border with Moldova. So the plan is to visit not only Romania, but also Moldova. And then on the way back, stop in Hungary to see some of my friends and also some of my girlfriend's family members. So that would be,
That's exciting. Yeah.
yeah,
Great.
very much. I love weddings because of the food and the drink. So
So enjoy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Great.
so guys, if you enjoy what we provided you with today, make sure to press those 3 buttons below. If you haven't subscribed, it would be great if you can. If you know someone who is into travel and content creation, it would be great if you can share. And if you want to express your satisfaction, the chat box is still open, so I will read it after we finish the recording. But you can also press the like button below as a gesture of gratitude. So I want to wish everyone a good week, because it's nearly Monday. So all the best, and yeah, talk soon. Take care.
Amazing.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.